Good morning. This month, our Sunday school lessons that we've been sending out and talking about in Kids Club have been about how to bravely say yes to challenges that we might face. And if you remember, our first week in the series was about Jesus healing people, and the big idea was that Jesus takes care of us. Well, the sermon and scripture this morning have to do with that too. This morning, Pastor Wes is going to be using the story of Jesus' arrest to show us how Jesus protected his disciples. In the scripture we're going to read, John 18, 1 through 11, Jesus tells the soldiers that came to arrest him, "If you're looking for me, then let these men, the disciples, go. I have not lost one that the Father gave me." There are a lot of stories in the Bible where God protects people, right? Noah and the flood, Jonah and the big fish, Daniel and the lion's den, Esther and the attack on her people, the Israelites and the parting of the Red Sea, and the list goes on. All of these people faced challenges, but because they were surrounded by God's love and protection, they were able to get through their hard times. It's kind of like this grapefruit. Maybe you've seen this example before. I know we've done it in junior church once or twice. Well, let's look together. So, when the grapefruit doesn't have its protective layer on it, the peel, and is thrown into a tough situation, like this big jug of water, it sinks, right? But what happens when it still has its protective layer on? It floats, almost like it's wearing a life jacket. Both grapefruits were put into the same situation, but only the one with the protection on it floated. In the part of the Easter story that we'll hear this morning, Jesus knew that he was about to face the biggest challenge of his life, dying on the cross. But he knew that people were angry with him enough to kill him, and they would probably be angry with his followers too. And so his followers were going to be facing some pretty tough days. So with only his words, he put a protective layer around the people that loved him so they could get through the rough days ahead. So this week, no matter what challenge you face, remember that God's love surrounds you and protects you and will keep you afloat.